Hi, Jason. My name's Robin Davis from momthemagnificent.com. I would just like to say congratulations on a visually stunning, action-packed film. I think Transformers 1 has been widely raved about by audiences all over.
That's wonderful. Thank you for saying that. It's really nice to meet you, and thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, my kids and I really love this movie. I wasn't crazy into Transformers as my son or my husband, but the movie was just amazing. We saw it in IMAX. We were all
Wow.
laughing. My son is 17, and even my teenage daughters, they were just like, this is so funny. They loved it. So it was just a
Oh,
great,
that's wonderful. I'm so glad to
yeah,
hear that. And we're anytime we can get some good fans for the film, it just makes us stoked to hear that you enjoyed it. And that's what we wanted. We wanted people that weren't watching the original series to come in and not have to be partaking in the 84 and the 86 film
yeah.
and bring a new crowd of people to love and really receive Transformers.
And I think you definitely accomplished that. And with that being said, both my son and husband, who know all the lore and are totally into Transformers, were all kinds of oohs and ahs and oh my gosh, do you know what that means? And do you know
Yeah.
what this is? So I got to hear all that from real true fans throughout it. So it was cool. I got the best of both worlds for that
That's
experience.
so cool to hear that. I've been hearing a lot of that from fans where they're like, "Oh my God, I heard the touch and the power
Yes.
and
Yep.
saw, the little homages and Easter eggs throughout the
Yeah.
film." So that makes me really happy.
Yeah. They were definitely noticed and celebrated for sure.
So cool.
So I'd love to hear from you. If you could just
Yeah.
share a little bit about what does the production design process look like for an animated film such as this?
Yeah, that's a great question. So as a production designer, it's my job to oversee the entire visual style and the visual language for any film that I'm a part of. Transformers 1, it comes from a very rich lore and it has a very detailed backstory. And so Hasbro came in very early and threw the Bible of design, the Bible of theory and lore at me. When I say Bible, it's a giant PDF. And I read through it with my director, and we took bits and pieces of design ideas, motifs, and lore from before and made sure that we were injecting that into this story. But also picking, we would call it gold picking, specific elements that made our film feel rich and
Mm,
filled with backstory and world building. And also adding and emphasizing specific areas that were very crucial in making sure that this story came forward. And so it's my job to be able to support all of the writing into a visual world and also build sets from scratch. Nothing in
yeah.
animation is for free. So, it's not like we're a live action shoot. You can go to a location and you have a location scout. I am the location scout. I am the world builder. And I bring in a small team actually on this movie. It was only 9 artists, including myself,
Wow.
and we built the whole world together. We built the surface of Cybertron, the planet from space, Cybertron itself, the
Yeah.
interior core of the planet, and Primus and what that looked like. I personally designed all of it with my team, and I oversaw that and supervised it. So what I would do is I'd give my artists specific assignments to hit, and I casted it according to their strengths. So if one person's really strong at color, I would have them help me with color scripting, and I have another artist that's really great at breaking down a set and looking at props and making sure that everything is fitting into the design motifs in the world. They would break all those pieces down and give them to our vendor, Industrial Light and Magic, and they would
Um,
continue that process for us. So I was working all the way from concept all the way to marketing. And so my job is
wow.
actually to oversee all of that and make sure the quality control stays high and actually keeps getting better until the very end of the movie.
Well, congratulations on doing
Thank
a
you.
phenomenal job because you can really tell the production design shines big time in this film.
Thank you. I even the poster that you have behind you, I actually helped
Mm-hmm.
finish that. So
Wow, that's so
I'm
cool.
I'm a part of that process too, where it goes out to the world and then people see
Mm-hmm.
it for, ads and posters and bus stops. I'm doing all that stuff as well too.
Wow. So it sounds like you really have poured your heart and soul into this project. Do you have a favorite scene or moment that you saw come to life once the film was completed?
Yeah, and it always has been this sequence. It's the scene where we see Megatron become Megatron and Optimus
Mm,
Prime become Optimus. And all of us just were so invested because that was actually very early on. We knew that was going to happen. And that was actually the hardest part of a movie usually to crack is the
yeah.
end. but we
Hmm.
cracked it right away. And we're like, how do we get there? How do we make everything else cool enough? How do we care so much about these characters by the time we get to their breakup at the end that we're all going to
Right.
be so invested? And I just love that scale, being in, falling into the planet, seeing Primus for the first time and feeling that glow of that sort of inverted sun. And that was so much fun to light and design and figure out. It was kind of our 2001 Space Odyssey moment for the movie.
I love it. Yeah, that was a great part too. The whole audience was like, you could
Yeah.
hear the audible gasps all around you.
Exactly. Yeah. You can hear a pin drop. It's
Yeah.
one of those
Hmm.
scenes where we pulled the music out and just let people feel it when he falls into the well.
Yep.
And I was like, that's so cool. Nobody's saying anything. They're all transfixed. It's so good.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was great. It really was. So what made you want to be a part or maybe excited about being a part of this iconic origin story for these iconic characters that so many people have come to know and love?
I'm a huge fan of the series. I was telling friends of mine it's a dream come true for me to be a part of it because I grew up with my identical twin brother running home from school
Oh, wow.
watching the cartoon, and it was this and like Castle Grayskull and He-Man and all that era of Voltron, all those shows. That's why I'm an artist, is because I was exposed to
Wow.
all that Labyrinth and Jim Henson and all that stuff is just me. It's in my DNA. And so to get a chance to bite into this and really chew on it and make it part of my life for a culmination of almost 3 years was truly like a fantasy for me. And I just was so proud and honest to my team about that every step of the way. And they felt my passion and I
Hmm.
felt theirs. It was wonderful.
Wow. A real full circle moment for you then.
Oh, totally. Yeah. It feels like the alpha and omega to my career in a way. It's all
That's
downhill
really
after this.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this my last question kind of ties in with that. So, obviously, all of the Transformers series and franchise was based on the iconic toy line. So, I have to know what were some of your favorite toys as a young boy?
Oh, for me, for Transformers, it was definitely like Megatron and
Yeah.
Starscream. I'm Team Decepticon all the way. Like I like all the bad guys, and I thought that the Starscream figure, just because he transformed into a ship, kind of a craft. I was like flying that around my room as a kid, like nonstop. And so, seeing him transform in our
Yeah.
movie was like, holy, this is amazing! I can't believe it.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely Starscream and Megatron for me.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to
Thank
chat with
you.
me, and congratulations again on such an amazing film.
I really appreciate it, Robin. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.